If you're watching this video, please like it, subscribe, and tell me where in the world you're hearing my story from, because after what I discovered, I don't think my house, or my husband, will ever let me go. My name is Alara Quinn, and I'm 46 years old. I live in an old coastal home in Willowmere, South Carolina, with my husband Victor, a quiet but brilliant novelist who has a way of keeping secrets behind his calm smile. That day started ordinary. The kind of day where you think the world will stay still. I'd planned to clean the entire house before the rains came back. The salty air always left everything sticky, so I rolled up my sleeves, ready to work. Just then, my phone buzzed. It was Amira, my childhood friend who now lived in Atlanta. We hadn't spoken in years. She said she was passing through Willowmere and wanted to meet for coffee. I hesitated, my house was a mess, but then I thought of Lena, a young woman who lived down the street. She was kind, quiet, and always looking for extra work to pay for college. I called her. "Could you help me clean the house today?" "I'll leave the key under the mat," I said. She sounded grateful. "Of course, Mrs. Quinn. Thank you so much." I gave her clear instructions, especially about Victor's study upstairs. Then I left to meet Amira at a small cafe under the moss-covered trees. Halfway through our laughter, my phone rang again. It was Lena. When I answered, I barely heard her whisper. "Ma'am, is there anyone else in the house?" My stomach dropped. "No." "Why?" Her voice trembled. "There's a woman upstairs. She's wearing white." I saw her walk into the last room. For a moment, I couldn't breathe. "Lena, get out. Get out of the house right now." I called the police and drove home like a madwoman. When I arrived, Lena was on the steps, pale as a ghost. The police were already there. They searched every room, every closet, even the attic. Nothing. No one. No signs of forced entry. Lena sobbed. "I swear, Mrs. Quinn. I saw her. She looked wrong. Like she wasn't real." I thanked her, apologized to the officers, and tried to calm my heartbeat. But when Victor came home and I told him what happened, he just smiled faintly. "It's an old house, Alara. Shadows play tricks. You both scared yourselves." I wanted to believe him. But something about the way he said it, so calm, almost rehearsed, made my skin crawl. That night, when the house went quiet, I thought I heard faint footsteps above us. Weeks passed. The house grew heavy with silence. Every night, around 2 a.m., I'd hear something upstairs, soft scraping, slow walking, sometimes a chair dragging. When I told Victor, he yawned. "It's just mice. I'll buy traps." He did. And strangely, after placing them, the noises stopped. But then, the oddities began. Food disappeared. Small things moved. Once, a spicy sausage I'd bought. Victor hated spicy food, was half gone. When I asked him, he said he'd eaten it. That made no sense. He'd once called chili poison. A week later, I found the bathroom floor soaked as if someone had just showered. No one had been home all day. When I told Victor, he sighed. Rain must have leaked in. But it hadn't rained. At night, I'd lie awake, staring at the ceiling, counting the sounds no one else heard. Something was living in that house with us. I could feel it. One rainy morning, I decided to clean Victor's study. He always said, "Don't touch my desk, Alara." But that day, I did. As I stacked his papers, an old wooden drawer popped open. Inside was a leather-bound notebook, its edges frayed and its pages filled with elegant handwriting, definitely not his. The writing was from a woman. Soft, looping letters. Detailed story outlines. But they weren't just stories. They were Victor's stories. Plots, characters, descriptions, all from his published novels. I froze. Had he stolen someone's work? On the last page, a line made my skin prickle. "I'll keep writing, even if he locks me away." My words are the only thing left of me. I dropped the notebook. Who was he? When Victor came home, I almost told him, but his calm, smiling face stopped me. That night, I hid the notebook under my pillow. And for the first time, I locked our bedroom door. At 1 a.m., I woke to a faint creak in the hallway. The attic door was slightly open. A thin draft slid down the stairs, cold and damp. I woke Victor. Someone's up there. He frowned, walked out half asleep, and when we reached the door, it was shut tight. Alara, he said softly, you're not well. You need rest. I nodded, pretending to believe him. But the next night, I woke up again. Victor wasn't beside me. The house was dark. Silent. Then I heard slow steps on the stairs. When I looked up, I saw Victor coming down from the attic, barefoot, holding a plate. When he saw me, his eyes widened, and the plate slipped, shattering. Victor, I whispered. What were you doing up there? He smiled, too calmly. Writing. Needed quiet. But his hand was trembling. That night, I waited until he slept. Then, barefoot, I climbed to the attic myself. The air was heavy. Dust floated in the flashlight beam. And in the far corner, I saw it. A small cot, a bowl of water, and a woman's dress, hanging neatly on a hook. My legs went numb. There was someone living here. And Victor knew. I looked closer. On the floor, scattered pages of handwritten notes, same handwriting from the notebook. Then I heard a faint rustle. Behind a stack of old boxes, someone moved. I froze. Are you? I whispered. She blinked, eyes filled with exhaustion. I'm Mara. I used to write for him. Until he took my stories. Everything spun. The notebook. The footsteps. The food. He'd locked her up here. I grabbed her hand. We're getting out. But then I heard Victor's voice from the bottom of the stairs. Alara, what are you doing up there? My heart stopped. The flashlight flickered. Mara's hand slipped from mine. And when I turned, she was gone. Only the sound of dripping water echoed through the dark. I still live in that house. Every night, I hear soft footsteps above the ceiling. Victor says it's just old wood. But tell me. If you found out your husband had been hiding someone in your home, would you stay to uncover the truth? Or run before you became the next secret?